for that tank. He does struggle a little bit up against the Cho'Gath, but he's going to provide plenty.
He's been engaged upon, silence ruptured, and gonna look away. G2 get first blood.
This is the combo we were told is going to give G2 a big advantage. Now G2 roam down for the Dragon.
Alright, Dragon starts it off by MLXG, takes a lot of damage. Void Rush comes out, Dragon tags Perks as well. MLXG gets away, Perks gets the backup of Miffy, and all of a sudden G2 might be smiting this one down. Teleport cancelled from Expect as Trick secures it. Can RNG do anything on the back end? Stick to target. Xiaohu coming around through the river. No flash available. Sven and Miffy. Summon a heal already used. The Howling Gale connects. Sven's throwing out the Buster Shot. Interrupts the rocket jump. Now Sven's in trouble. That's RNG with the first kill of the game. Oh, MLXG, he's been spotted. Trick's flashed over for this one, but there's a turret. Now all of a sudden, Trick is used to uses that satchel just to try blow up the way. Belt forward again from Perks. He's looking for Ming. That's going to be a summon a heal. Eye of the Storm buying some time, waiting for that E to time out. Trick got the prison. Ming is down. Perks is now on the board. Uzi gets shut down as well as Sven gets the second.
But G2 get the kills. Huge punish right here, and they turn it right back around in their face.
But he doesn't feel confident to be able to defend.
Tower number 2 going to be secured. Sven and Miffy were rotated around. They're on the same path. The package is used to get into the pit. MLXG borrows out the prediction from Trick, and Perks gets another. They turn their attention to Herald.
They secure another kill, and they're going to get a Rift Herald off the back of it.
This is quite the snowball here for G2, taking so many objectives in a very quick, but they're going to get both at once, and Rift Herald is going straight for that bottom turret. One interesting thing with the Rift Herald, you can backdoor with it. If you spawn it behind a minion wave,
Expect is trying to match. I can't quite see where he's coming. Straight into the lane. 4 members of G2. There's support now coming from the river. Take a look at Let Me getting chunked down. Buster Shot still available for Sven to reset any fight. Silence onto Let Me. Resets available. Rocket jump forward as MLXG tunnels out to safety. Rupture's going to be needed from Expect. Gets some CC down. Uzi's bark is not as much as his bite. Perks jumps forward, drops a frost bomb in Uzi's face, and now G2, they reckon they want to retreat. The re-engage, the 3-man stun. MLXG shuts down Perks. Silence comes out from the Feral Scream. Sven continues to push forward. Got the heals and the shields from Lulu. Now G2 are routed, are running. The Void Rush comes out. Body block. Trick looking for the stun. MLXG's double-edged sword stabs himself. Now Expect is the target from Uzi. Running low on...
RNG are relying very much on a flank, which Let Me now has less options for as an engage happens start.
Another great prison. Ming is shut down for the second time in the tournament. Uzi is blown up under the tower as the explosive charge helps out. That's the third
you have the feast from Expect, so you would assume if all things go to plan that he'll be able to, just get that 1,000 true damage off.
We're about to find out. Very close. 1,600 HP. Looking for the burst, and it is secured by G2. Got to hype up.
So good move there. Now we'll see what they can do with Baron.
Well, Sven with that third item completed, by the way. Rapid fire cannon. Trick decides to go in onto Xiaohu. The tower's also below. Sven and Perks just blow up. Let Me in the top lane. They're not done sieging yet. RNG are now looking at losing an inhibitor tower. G2 Esports at 22 minutes. They've come to play. Inhibitor turret is down. Inhibitor will be the focus as well. And this will stun not only Wuhan, but many onlookers. This was the... I have to reiterate, it's felt like a few members of RNG have been caught out. Baron, Rupture on Let Me is not going to be the engage tool that they're looking for, Vedius, but the tower's the focus.
Ooh, G2, they're very close to engage.
All right, there's the stun comes down. MLXG throws out the Void Rush, dashes out, gets feasted, I believe, by Expect. Silence now comes down to Xiaohu. He uses the cleanse, caught up by the Rupture. Follow-up, the tower's still not dead. Sven leaps forward with the rocket jump. They're in a 5-on-3, and they've got Baron-empowered minions in the base.
With Baron and 20+ second death timers on 2 members of RNG, G2 can just end it right now, or at least look to.
Well, gonna get some damage down onto those Nexus turrets. Let Me is just not tanky enough. He does not have enough armor to deal with Sven right now. The Nexus turret gets chunked down by that Tristana E. Let Me continues to take some poke. 3 seconds before MLXG is back up and available. Close the group wide open, with RNG sitting
in his eyes.
But I think it's very exciting for the rest of the games. Of course, Samsung Galaxy taking on 1907 Fenerbahce next. We'll see what that record does. Regardless, inhibitor turrets in the top lane still barely standing. And G2 Esports gonna usher in those super minions to the inhibitor. Wuhan is starting to cheer and celebrate and give some support to their hometown heroes in RNG.
But G2, they're just looking to end the game. 5 members are topside and Berks is on the Nexus.
Oh, G2, they're shutting it down. Regardless of what happens, the inhibitor turret now falls. Expectant Perks back away. They are pulling RNG in too many directions. Trick gets a stun up onto Let Me. Still simply not tanky enough to deal with the damage that G2's putting out. The third inhibitor will fall. Looking at the player cams, G2 Esports on the verge of picking up the win. They miss. They so desperately want a last-ditch effort. Engage from RNG. Two-man knock-up into the silence. The front line is dying. Let Me is gone. G2 focusing down the Nexus, and G2 Esports demolish RNG.
G2 the top lane because there's still that flex. We'll send it up to the top and round things out with a... We're going to have a battle of the void in the middle lane with Cassin up against Malzahar. A matchup allowed them such a clean game. And now we have to look at Japone as he's looking for an engage.
All right, got the engage with the quickness. Manages to get a follow-up knock-up. Beautiful first blood, and it's
the Cassin in. There goes the Dragon, so no chance of the evolved Qs taking that one down. 1907 Fender.
Turkey could be very important. Secured there by Cloud's being chipped as well. 1907 Fenerbahce going to be in trouble as Frozen's going to get locked down and shut down by the Nethergrass. Teleports QCS picked up by Frozen. 1907 Fenerbahce will lose their first tower in all 4 games. They have conceded the first tower.
Attempted defense or engage or whatever you want to call it there, because the Rek'Sai going in.
Samsung, it is so easily knocked over. And for 1907 Fenerbahce, they find themselves in a 3,000 gold hole in mid lane. He's going to look for an engage. 1,700 HP on the Infernal. The engage comes in. That's a 2-man knockup. Here comes the heroes in for Stoldrin and Frozen. Looking on the back line. That's a 4-man toss. That's another kill for 1907 Fenerbahce. Ruler throws out the Feather Storm. Not going to be able to call the Feathers back. But it's Samsung Galaxy destroying FB. Stoldrin sitting on the front line. Padding gets caught up by the Rupture. Forced to run away. He's dodging, dipping, ducking, and diving. He can't auto-attack enough. And Samsung wipe FB.
We questioned, could FB challenge?
It felt like once 20 minutes clicked over, they just went, okay, now we play. Gloves come off, make a few punches, 4 towers.
At top, they've gotten so much deep vision down with the controls, and Crash tries to engage.
Oh, Ruler didn't back away quickly enough, but gets a lot of sustain and heals. Turned around, his Crown's able to kill. I don't care, bros. He's continuing to push the bottom lane, and he'll take that tower as well.
Oh, they're not even going to get close.
FB unable, maybe.
Through the play-ins from HKA, and actually that's how they were able
to... Towers. He's still alone. He's got the tower.
But who to FB said?
Boss.
There's no one to send down there. Thaldrin doing his best, but he's always getting pushed back by Kube. There's a massive minion wave as well. Here's the engage.
All right, let's see what they can do. Paddon not able to rocket jump over the wall. That could be game-changing. They shut down Crown, turning their attention. Ambition still got GA. That's a follow-up onto Core JJ. Kube wall. The interrupt onto Paddon. The feast as well as the feral scream takes him down. That's a route now onto Thaldrin. And the fact that Ruler is so fed and untouched, he's looking to close things out.
Kube finally joins the fight, and you see the difference in power. Getting the knockup and the kill onto Paddon should be more than enough to allow Samsung to end the game.
The Baron buff here doing a lot of work. They just rotate from inhibitor to inhibitor to inhibitor. Now all that's left are the Nexus turrets. Wait on it.
Yeah, really well. And what a great confidence booster for Samsung Galaxy. Close out the game, such Samsung fashion. Comfortable, and we'll see the 2 undefeated teams for today, going head-to-head. That will inform us how the rest of the group plays out. 4,300 gold was that power play as Ruler chunks down Crash. 1907 Fenerbahce need to defend this base, but I don't think that they can. Silence goes down to Frozen. He buys some time with the Hourglass. Charm comes down from the quickness, but that's 1, 2, 3 quick kills for Samsung. They're going to shut down Paddon on the way out, as the last man standing is Thaldrin. Ruler is hammering away on the Nexus, and Samsung Galaxy eliminate 1907 Fenerbahce from Worlds 2017 playoff.
But with some recent nerfs to Zac, he gets very low in the jungle, and with some of the wave clear that Samsung have, and the pressure they can get from themselves. So no real advantages, but now Ambition may be caught out.
All right, let's see how much damage can come down. The entrance comes up, stretching strike as well. Not going to be enough to connect. Realm Warp as Perks is chasing Ambition down, going very eager. Gets the flash out of Ambition, follows up. Root Prison, Spell Flight, first blood available to Perks at G2.
G2 finally get themselves on the board. Perks is the one to get the kill. But remember what the bottom lane we were talking about.
Ambition will secure this one and leap out to safety. But I was mentioning the itemization mismatch. Sven
might call it off.
Ambition is the one that gets caught out. Oh, the blast gun even gets popped. Good damage because of Perks being caught out. Hero's entrance will delay Trick. That Cell Division may get used. Stretching strike comes out. Trick, let's bounce underneath the tower. Now Ambition is killed. Oh, Trick, that was beautiful. 2,700, and truthfully, the game hasn't even started yet. We're entering Samsung Galaxy territory. They get tower first blood. They've got, no, he does have teleport available. Excuse me. Was available there and is secured. All right, so Samsung, they already have a tower.
Some of that damage. Currently, Riftwell used in the mid lane for the execute on the turret, but it's probably just going to be sacrificed.
G2 Esports now going to, again, live up to the
He
ultimate.
has no flash.
Got Barrier and Wild Growth to play with. Little leap over the wall. Trick decides to let's bounce towards Crown. Crown's going to look for that Duran. Flash forward for the taunt. Here comes Kha'Zix. Ambition unable to find the kill. Sven trying to hammer away. Now Mithy's taken down. Sven continues to run for his life. The Akakian surprise might be able to pick one up. Decides to peel backwards. Perks needs to clean up the damage. Ruler, if he gets spotted, the damage is there. Spell Flux and Overloads continue to pound down. As expect, completes the teleport. Cuvée decides to rush in. Realm Warp goes out. That gets them out. That's going to be the passive onto Trick, and G2 gets smashed.
Ambition living the Kha'Zix dream there. Gallia ult comes down. He uses his own ultimate to gain invisibility. Also gets the Lulu Wild Growth. Survives, gets out after killing both members of G2's backline, and now they're onto the Baron. Oh, is the dream over?
Ambition's in so much trouble. Nature's Grasp thrown down from Expect. Importantly, Baron has been stopped, and G2 haven't even lost a member. I may have to regret that in a moment.
So this should be easy. Then you have to worry about the Ocean Drake and the Baron both available right now.
All right, Dustblade was picked up by Ambition a little while ago. Through the jungle and the mid lane.
Look at the mid. Expect is going to answer, but G2 are the ones in the awkward position. Sven!
Oh, Sven gets shut down, burst down, blown up. Crown takes him out. Trick is next on the list. Manages to get Let's Bounce. Takes Ambition over the wall. The tower, not going to be enough. Will heal Trick back up to HP, but this is so difficult. Realm Warp will deliver Perks into the area of the pit. Jumps in from Trick. Smite fight. Samsung securing, but that was oh so close. Trick will get popped into Cell Division. There's not enough firepower to save his life, and Samsung 6k gold.
About the composition and how Sven has really struggled to get through this front line. In that last fight, G2, they just did no damage, even though Samsung was so split up in the actual engagement. Ruler didn't have his ulti. They could never translate it into anything because of how tanky this front line is for Samsung.
Yeah, that's what the pick on
Expect gonna follow forward. Tries to get that smash down as Trick jumps into the back line. This could be the final fight. Perks, Realm Warp, decides not to take it. Trick sitting on the front end. Monsoon's buying some time as Cuvée getting burned down. Sven, given enough time, might be able to get the kills. Stretching strike needs to land here for Trick. Connects onto Ruler, but there's nothing else to make them kill.
Actually, from Cho'Gath up back to the top side, they're keeping up the pressure on all fronts.
Where is Sven? He's running back from the mid lane. Two towers are now destroyed. The inhibitors being focused by Crown, and Sven is trying to chase him down. The rest of G2 looking down the barrel of a double inhib death. Top is secured, and how much work has Crown got? Simply no follow-up. Let's Bounce is not available. The target remains Cuvée. He gets the entrance and the damage reduction. Sven is untouched and Ruler's...
And it just gets more difficult.
And Cuvée and Crown are just so...
Complexity. Ruler, spray and pray, starts to open up. Does somewhat get interrupted. Wild Growth comes out. Redemption's buying some time. The first victim of the fight, gonna be Trick. His passive gets popped. Ambition jumps back in. Mithy forced to flash away. 4JJ and Crown being protected down to the front line. Trick is in fact now dead. So is Expect. There's no front line to speak of. Sven, despite being untouched, flashes away from the rupture. Looking to chase. Perks gets a Rune Prison down.
They get him.
To get down Ruler. But is it going to be enough? Not enough just yet. Realm Warp is going to allow some further chasing. There's a split up predicted, the window of opportunity. 35 to 40 minutes. We're gone past 40 minutes and G2. Where do you buy that time?
Yeah, that's what's been giving G2 the slightest hope in these fights has been Sven's auto-attacking.
Tings to the back line. That's a great stretching strike. Ruler now continues to peel away, firing with that ultimate. Nature's Grasp gonna at least delay somewhat the SSG onslaught. Expect now continues to back, flash forward for the feast. Perks looking for Cuvee. Ruler zoning away Miffy. Sven remains untouched at full HP, but it's a 5-man stack of Samsung inside the base. Now Perks for the re-engage. Locks down Crown, 1,300 HP, still alive, still able to get away with his life. Now Ambition, he peels, he's looking for an inhibitor in the bottom lane.
But look at the rest of the base. Crown just went back. He has the teleport to G2 can't defend all sides.
No, they can't. Another inhibitor dies. Teleport delivers Crown. He doesn't get the Justice Punch onto the face of Swen. A long-range engage from Expect as he jumps onto Ambition, who is jumping away. Super minions that are Baron buff pouring into the base. Inhibitor, Nexus turret number 1 rather going down. Ruler gets chunked. He gets survived. Manages to escape. Baron minions now pouring down into the last remaining tower. Another route. Rune Prison comes out. Sven doing his best to clear the waves. The tower still stands and the fight continues.
You're a machine! Quick shot! But so are Samsung!
They want to quarterfinals. They want to shut G2 down. And Samsung are not relenting. 2 minutes left on the Baron buff. They're waiting for those double supers to start pouring through. Ambition pulling entrance on the right-hand side.
Sven going full PvE mode. They get the knock-up, but look at Ruler on the flank. He's trying to go.
Good damage onto Ruler. There's not enough chase though. Ruler continues to run for his life. Sven not able to take him out. Round walk. Perks looking for Ruler. Defensive flash. Perks cannot chase. That means the base defense holds. Ambition is the target. His GA gets popped. Nature's Grasp hold down onto Crown. He's knocked back. Nature's Grasp into the face. Interrupted. Manages to escape with the ultimate. But it's Ambition that's down. Samsung have been pushed away from the Elder Drake.
They're running mid. They're running mid.
There's a flank opportunity. G2 Esports need to back away. Ruler, Core JJ. There's only one Nexus turret in their way from a spot in the quarterfinals. Trinity continues to chase down. Samsung get the Elder Dragon.
Extremely well played by Cuvee. He takes the Elder Trick. Smite is not strong enough. And now G2 have to perform the miracle once again.
And here comes Samsung. Another inhibitor down. Elder Dragon buff on. Cuvee coming up the middle.
Double super minions in every lane. Perks is looking for Ruler. Ruler opens up. Rune Prison comes down, summoning heal used. Perks stays alive for a few seconds longer. Ruler back to full HP, continues to run. The entrance comes down from Crown. Trick gets popped once again. Cell divided. Perks still trying to fire away on the sideline. Sven is long. Monsoon buys time. Sven continues to run. He's down. He's dead. They're done. G2 Esports get wiped. Get aced, and the Hourglass buys a few seconds longer. The only man surviving is Expect, and Samsung make quarterfinals.
What a clutch ending there. We had such a slow game for so much of it, but G2 mounted. What a...
So I think you are correct with that option.
Yeah, I guess the true damage on whichever tank is in front of Uzi, combined with Uzi's damage, is what they're hoping to rely on to obviously win fights.
Went a little bit awry.
Nice hit on the ping. That's going to be the ignite down as well. Flash forward or hit forward from Patton on the rocket jump. They're going to get the extra damage in, get the explosive shot. The reset gets him out, and MLXG hovering on the side, looking for Japone. This could be the hit. A little bit of a quill heal, but is it enough? The follow-up kill and retribution coming in from Ming. For RNG. Like both are in range to do so.
It's so risky though, to go for it.
Galio's gonna head towards the bot side. That's gonna be Thaldrin going in. Let Me comes as well. As I said, they cannot stop each other at that range. And it's gonna be the big hit coming in. Wins a war into Shahu's knockup. And the rest of the damage coming in from Uzi and Let Me.
You can't do this against the guy.
Bottom lane outer turret. Gragas didn't even have the cask. He's just going to go coast to coast, and where MLXG is, knowing that Xiao, who's always just around the corner as well, means what is effectively a 2v2 gives the first turret to RNG. If it's set up the vision, you can see that on the mini-map. They've got a straight line back towards safety if they would like, and they've got the tempo completely. FB will only be able to get the one turret.
It's important to remember that Frozen has to walk a very long route to get to the top side. Okay, a Xiao. MLXG's coming, there's no flash.
1v1s, no doubt about that. How about adding MLXG? They're going to be hitting up Frozen. Big target, flash and cleanse.
That Rift Herald can be used to break top if they choose. Crash is already defending mid. There's just
He's so far back with barrier as well. That should be almost impossible for Frozen. It seems like one of those games where they start mid lane.
In just outside of the taunt range is Crash. Bringing up the Rift Herald's going to bring that down, just about done. A few more hits, and it is a little too close for comfort. Crash, and it looks like he may go down. Japone now in the middle of the fight gets the battle dance back to Patton, and it looks like MLXG wants 3, but he goes down in favor of Patton. Xiaohu taking turret shots, and Thaldren does the same as he goes down. Vane is going to get that kill as Uzi picks one up. Let Me chomps down on the members of FB, and Uzi will not stop, and he gets the exit from Patton.
They get all the kills right now. It looked like a fight FB maybe could try and turn around, but killing these tanks is just so difficult. And in the back line, they're sitting this Vane, dealing damage non-stop.
For a whole second, I think FB might have had that one, and then RNG just proved to be too strong. Honestly, just proved to be too far ahead already, and we're only at 21 minutes into this game. Through basic laning right now, they get the inhibitor mid.
Backing out.
Great blade and a Cho'Gath who can always feast it in the end. Nothing Fenerbahce can actually do this ready, because he's so quick to join and just provide extra defense, and it makes it easier for RNG. It just doesn't make Xiaohu look like, you know, one of the absolute best players in the world, because he doesn't have
Very soon.
Quick reminder here, if RNG wins this game, they guarantee quarterfinal. If RNG lose this one, then G2 still have a chance to actually make this.
But they're going in.
See it.
It doesn't look like Xiaohu, and Let Me want that to happen. Damage down onto Japone as he was down, and it's Crash Patton jumping back. They can't get away from the damage. It's RNG is relentless inside the base. Hits up and takes down Frozen. Now eyes on Thaldren as Patton is kiting too far away, and almost onto the fountain goes Uzi for another kill. Thaldren very, very low, and it looks like he will fall. Uzi picks up another one.
RNG have all of the kills they need but Patton, and it feels like they should be able to end the game. Unless Uzi wants to dive the fountain, don't count that as a possibility. They should just get this clean.
25 minutes in. They bring out the Vane. Uzi brings out the pain, and RNG are going to look to win over FB, making it 4-1 in the group.
You promised us this, Yasuo. You
There
it is. He gets to do it.
Stuck in the fountain.
They can't get out.
They can't get out because they're busy, like, writing in chat, obviously, about how it's your fault they're dying in top lane.
Oh, Trick. I mean, Perks, rather, and Frozen back and forth. Trick just below with Crash.
Oh!
It's going to be the 1-2, and it's actually the kill coming in. Trick just in range execution. No, it was the hit already from Crash. And the back and forth.
His team to try and get Pigeon down. As here we go.
Frozen stuck out. Whoa, Perks being able to get the damage down, knocked backwards. Here comes Crash. This is where it gets tough. Cleanse down, dodges out on Sejuani's ultimate. Beautifully done. But here's the damage now. Trick's gonna get the pop-up just in time. Saves him from Crash. Perks through the other side. Patton with one shot and the wind wall down. Perks is the same. Trick finds himself in a sticky situation, and he is gonna get locked down one more time. Patton comes in, and pop goes the Trick. Frozen coming up with that one.
So in the end, two members
lanes around. They're gonna still look for him.
Well, blam! Well, that was a little lackluster. Still gonna come in. Good tank for Crash. Frozen was like, I'm coming.
Only 3 of them. It feels like it's a pressure
Hurricane.
Be about 2 through there. Beautiful. Howling Gale into the last breath. That's the hit onto Patton. They just used quite a bit in the top lane for that fight, so his ultimate was not up. G2 takes advantage.
Good roam there from Perks, and some serious damage already being dealt from him. That's a tower now for G2. First one in the game, so they get the goal.
Control and FB recognized.
Oh, that was going to be huge. They were looking for the rupture for Perks. Don't have it just yet. Steel Tempest back through 2. Flashes over the Talia wall. And the Divide will set up the fight. Chain of Corruption locks down to 2 as the Piercing Arrow rocks the back line.
Whoa.
Trick in, Trick out. And it looks like that's enough. Not a lot of damage from the last breath. And it looks like Perks could be in a lot of trouble as he's in the middle of the frying pan. Cooked up and spit out. Trick now very low. Expect trying to be the last.
They never really need to at all.
And he's doing it in this game, which is quite surprising.
Hit Crash just dodges out of that one, but it looks like you can chop down here. Expect doesn't take him out. It's Sven. Nature's Grasp goes across. Frozen's on the other side of the wall, and he's blocked G2, but
you
he's
say Sven Rip. I say that last whisper board right there from Perks. Taking down Crash.
Oh boy.
Looks like they're onto Frozen now. Can anybody follow up? The kite coming in. And it looks like he's going to be able to only get a little bit more distance. Unravels the earth under G2's feet, but they pull the rug out from under Frozen.
They'll get themselves the picks, and now Adam is still here.
Oh, the Flash Monsoon initiation coming in from Mindy. That's going to be Perks following through as well. Thaldrin throwing back the Bramble Smash to lock up the fight, and Padden is looking to the side, right through his sights, delivering the damage, but it's not enough DPS to take down Expect. Follows through forward, one last shot, and bada bing, bada boom, Expect goes down.
Aaron, they might be able to get this. Trick is just around the corner, though.
Oh,
no, it's not.
Just a few. Trying to hop away. Looks like he's going to live through that one with little W damage. And here comes G2 coming back in, but they have Frozen as well.
But they didn't kill Trick yet. He's on his way. Baron is going very low, though. He got to go in instantly.
He's at 900, 875. Oh, wow, so early on the smites from both junglers. Auto down, and it goes to Crash. They are going in for the fight now as they take down it's Trick and Sven. It's like catch.
People dead for G2 with the Baron going to the Sejuani. What felt like a random flail thrown in whilst he was also hitting Trick, and that just opens up the base for them. FB.
They need some sort of engage from G2 side.
The funnel in isn't enough. A great spread from FB doesn't really allow any two people to be initiated on. That's what G2 is looking for. Crash is just a pin cushion right now for Sven, and he gets out alive. Nature's Grasp goes forward. They have so many tools for zoning with the Talia, the Maokai. It's hard for G2 to step forward at this point. Don't take that Expect for that Weaver's Wall, but they do lock out a lot of the damage. Frozen actually gets himself on the right side. It's Perks going in his last breath along with G2 as they try to take down 1907 Fenerbahce. A few kills come through, and that's... Oh, he got it, gets the flash over. Beautifully done to get that extra follow-up damage and steal Tempest.
They get there in time is the question. It looks like they can.
It's going to be 2,000. 1,000 on it. Couldn't get over the wall. Now they're going to make me a liar. Oh, just an initiation of one onto Frozen. Is that too much, though? Do they have the follow-up damage? A big heal. The Redemption Monsoon coming out of mid. He puts Trick back into a fighting position with the rest of the team. G2 going forward, but they're just missing. They're being out-kited. Japone and Padden turning around to fight back and delivering the damage. Piercing arrows flying through, but nobody's falling just yet. Slivers of help as they try to limp away from the fight. A draw between the 80 carries, and it's left now. Getting in front, it's a turret. Tank.
Kill the tower! The tower! Yeah, they did it!
It's gone. Trick tries to go in. That's not the knockup, though. Wild Growth very early onto Padden as they jump out. Damage onto Crash as he tries to deliver the last bit of crowd control for his team to persevere. As Thaldrin stands on the front line tall in between three. He gets the last breath from Yasuo, and they flash forward towards Padden now. Huge damage coming out as he buster shots back.
And there he goes.
Over the wall. We didn't expect anything different. Still has a little bit to get in. Has to wait for the cooldown. May not be able to make it in time. A little bit of a reset on that Elder. 2,500 in. They're waiting to blast it down. They want the fight possible. It goes to Trick and the rest of the team. They get a big...
Is ready. No Varus ulti, no Feast either from Expect. Look to be fighting again. Crash's ulti's not ready either.
Thaldrin teleports in, home guard's on, but it's really just to flex the muscles and taunt. He's gonna get that 3-hit knockup. Perks, so much damage, waiting for the ulti to come back, and Perks is gonna go down. No, Sven lives. Sven gets the heal in and keeps himself alive. Expect now rotating in with the team to the base. Will they be able to live? In goes Perks, and he goes down. 10-10 as they make their way on the inhibitors.
One dead means it'll be 3 inhibitors at the very least. If they want to push for more, they could try, but that would be far too risky as Ben is still alive.
46 seconds on Perks to come up. Remember, his GA's down as well if the base even lasts that long, so they have to be careful at whatever fights they take. Fenerbahce wanting the inhibitors and possibly wanting safety after this, as it can easily be turned around if they greed too much. That is Crash down. Chain of Corruption used to the CC follow-up may not
as well, trying to deal some damage.
Thaldrin coming in. Nature's Grasp is only going to lock up a few of the tanks. Over the wall goes Trick. That's the knockup they might have needed. Big damage onto Expect. Lock of the Iron Solari Redemption comes in to keep the team safe, but there's really no going back in. Around the wall comes mid. Sven is there with the autos. Wind wall goes up, but Padden has everything to shoot up front. Perks taking a lot of damage. Perks just living. Gets the shield down, and he keeps himself alive. Trick, however, falls to the hands of Padden. And once again, FB and G2 trade 1 for 1.
But this time we got super minions in the base, Riff.
And they're going.
It was a 4v5 and it was a 1-for-1 trade in the end. Pat, he's on the way.
Frozen's gonna cut him off. Frozen's gonna try to cut everybody off, knocking them back for just a second, unraveling that earth. Leandri burning them down. Patton on the turrets. He's gonna look to end the game. Explosive shot drops the first one. The demolition is in for the win, and it is gonna be 1907 Fenerbahce trying to claim this win. He goes down. It is gonna be the save for G2. The rest of the team, no mana there. Oh, this is a big chomp down. Dessert, dinner, and everything here for Expect. He just has to choose which one it is. Trix is going to pick up that kill, though, so they still have the chomp down. A good save for the Baron. No chance here for Crash if they get that damage down perfectly. And G2 has weathered an amazing
Flash. So he stays alive despite getting hit by Perks. Inhib top going down as fast as it actually spawned. Trick looking for a fight.
Didn't get the initiation he wanted to. Get pushed out of that. Up towards the top side. Very low. Back and forth. Gets chopped down by Expect. They could go coast to coast if they get every member of 1907 Fenerbahce. Frozen into the Zanyas, but gold won't save you for long. Double kill for Perks.
We can still got some minions near the Nexus. We see some pings. The Yasuo ulti this late in the game, so as soon as Pan gets knocked up, he can't use any sort of defensive abilities to get out of it, and he just dies instantly. Expect didn't need to use his flash either, so that's ready for the next fight in case he needs it to do exactly the same thing we saw here. Land and knock up on the back line and then jump them.
See how quickly Padden was taken out in that fight with the damage represented by Sven. Now G2 making their way quickly into the base. 5 strong, pushing Crash around, but they know they can't stay for long.
Yeah, they'll take the inhibitor. It's free to take as well. Baron's about to round off, you would have to imagine, so they use the opportunity. They have very small window to secure a major objective. And they're still going.
Straight into the middle. Trick cannot flash out of this. He's put himself right in. Expect tries to flash in as well. They want the fight now before FB can get their footing. Crashes down. That's Frozen as well. Japone falls. Patton trying to kite back and do what he can, but it's Thaldrun falling in front of him. And without the captain, without the rest of the team, it's going to be difficult to pull this one around. G2 has stopped Fenerbahce in their tracks and will take the Nexus.
They lost all the inhibs, they lost Barons, everything. They were defending for such a long time and they kept winning fights. And now in the end, they get the Nexus.
The Yasuo pick from Perks. He said it would happen. They lock it in here at the group stage of Worlds. And with just a few more attacks, they take the game 52-17. G2 Esports over 1907 Fenerbahce.
With the Nexus exposed and everything with the
team fight combo. It's all about protecting Uzi and looking for a lot more carries here.
Juve locking in the Camille. They call for that.
Vision's on the way from base, but a TP coming. He hits the Q onto Ruler.
Slowly in. Nice wild growth. Stops a bit of the damage. MLXG under the turret gets one save, but it's going to be the return kill. They're trying to keep going on to Ruler. They're trying to get control of the lane. If they lose MLXG and more, completely not worth. They have traded one for Ruler, and now they will try for more. Looking at Ming very low. Uzi gets the ultimate, but it's not going to be enough. He starts to fire back. Knows he has the Grom damage, and here comes the burn from Let Me. Crown gets himself into a bad spot. Has to flash out. Ming does finally fall. He was so low in his Worlds play on that Lee Sin, so he's trying to up that record just a little bit. Connects the Sonic Wave. Resonating strike, and that resonates with RNG for another kill.
Shouts respectively for both of them as well. And so whilst Let Me is holding on, the closer he gets to level 11, the better their dive starts.
Camille is going to outskill your top laner. We get the play, we get the Drake and the tower.
Pure pressure here coming in from RNG. It looks like Juve will be the answer shortly after, which nicely opens up the map.
Just in time.
And again, the reason this happens for Juve, it looks like a 1v1 granted. It's still the fact that Crown was up here, that Ambition and Crown were up here. All of the 1v1 pressure.
Because they have all these items completed, you highlighted Rusty, secure the Rift Herald.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Quick movement, quick kick. Chain of Corruption brings it over for a stun. Only Uzi gets locked up.
So they can trade objectives here. Cubit going in.
Ultimatum onto Let Me. Here comes the damage from Crown. They unleash all the power to take that down, but it's up to Samsung.
Xiaohu is in the mid lane, not in range to ulti just yet, and the wave is dying.
Yeah, they didn't know where Xiaohu was though, so it'll disengage.
Complete objective control on the map this game.
That's the biggest win of all. Lulu was the person that ulted as was Ambition.
Good hit. Oh, just out of range of actually locking anybody up. They don't have to use too much to get out of that, and are now looking to possibly
here. So, MLXG
Very low, the last few orbs on the ground. Mid, possibly the ulti here. Whimsy onto Ruler. They want to jump onto Uzi. Now they can easily get onto him, but he forces the flash after Ambition comes in with the ultimate. Nice try to start the play there, but they didn't find the target, and now RNG may have the chance to turn around. Ruler's got the wild go flash in from Xiao Hu. The finishing touches from Uzi on the outside. Scattered. He gets scattered back. QV might have an entry now, but they jump left and right. QV finds one, but the rest of RNG find him.
That was Samsung trying to expertly navigate the fight at the beginning. RNG still come out on top, get themselves some turrets in the middle lane. Got big priority set on killing their opponents, not protecting themselves.
Remember, no Cho'Gath. It's the Smite fight, a level 13 to a level 12, which gives a bit more damage. Uzi picks up the Baron. Ambition's left in the back of the pit, but do they have enough damage? They want to focus something else. Ruler is just making Xiao Hu a pin cushion, and they turn on him. Here's the attack. There's the kill. Let me get
compliments of a Tristana auto attack.
So many big things just happened the last few holding. Samsung react by trying to fight, and they lose the fight.
very reminiscent of game one. We said 14 minutes ago it didn't look too much the same, but a 20-minute fight swings the game in favor of RNG.
The wave, they look towards bottom. They won't go for two inhibitors. Crown's the only person left.
Use their Drakes to now start dropping. Like RNG will give up. They are relentless, and they are not respecting the defense of Samsung Galaxy.
The engage is really weak from Samsung when Uzi. Oh my god!
Flash in, gets a three-man top. Ruler retort. JJ almost depleted immediately. It's going to be Ambition going down first. In comes Xiao Hu for a short trip, but he wants to join the party even more. Cubase says walk this way, and RNG takes a few steps back to take a lot more forward. The inhibitor going down, and RNG looking at the Nexus.
RNG see a small opening, and then every single member on the same page just engage straight on to Samsung. Xiao Hu's Galio's been spot on in this game here. It's setting up everyone else from RNG to succeed. They got the Baron buff, they got super minions, they want to finish.
Bringing in the minions on their back, the teleport now coming in. Xiao Hu back into the fight from base, fully beefed up. They are going right onto Ruler. He gets measured, he gets downed, and now it's RNG looking at the Nexus turrets. 32 minutes in, putting an impact on this game. RNG, Royal never give up, looking to lock in the first seed for Group C, and they will do so, heading